Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela here again, and I'm here today just to do a quick little video that I wanted to share with you. And it's going to be using book pages, and seeing as we're doing a book lover's book journal, I thought that would be perfect for today's project. Right, I was actually inspired by E from Scrapbooking with Me. She did this a long time ago. I'll put E's YouTube channel in the description box below, so go and have a look at what she does with hers. All right, so I've got some book pages here. They're double pages like that. They don't need to be, but I did use them doubled up so that I would get the extra strength. So I've just got two of these book pages like this, really. All right, so this comes out of a Butterfly Moths book, and nice paper, really old book, but I've used a lot of the butterflies from that book, and so I thought I'd use up the text pages. So this is what I've got today. All right, so what you want to do is you want to start off by folding this in half together as one. All right, so I am going to fold that in half like this, if I can grip it. There we go. And then I'm going to fold it in half again with this bit on the right, so that you've got these open bits on the side here. Okay, this is going to make a nice sturdy pocket for what we want. Right. Okay, now if you're wanting to ink these up, you can do this at any point before you start gluing stuff down. I have made one with a step further because I've used my sewing machine, so I'm not going to ink now, but I thought I would just share that with you at this point. Right, so go and grab one of them, and as I said, you want the open side of the book page here. And then what I did was I have just folded this back like that. All right. Now, what I forgot to mention was you can use any book page you like. I think the most important bit is that it's not going to be too big by the time you stick it onto your journal page. So do just make sure that it doesn't extend beyond the length of your journal page. Right, now mine, for my purposes, is an A4, so that would be 8.25 is the maximum that I can really go. And this is pretty much there. So I probably will just trim off a little bit because I don't want to go beyond that sort of mark. It's not much that I need to trim off, it really isn't. So I'm just going to draw a little line here with my pencil. I'm not going to use my craft knife, I am going to use my scissors because this paper is very soft. So if you're using old book pages, just be mindful of that. All right, that the paper could be really soft. So I've got that there like that, and the one behind just moved a bit. There we go. Okay, so that's my little bit of advice there. All right, now what we want to do is we want to take the second one, all right, and you want to put that up against that point there, and you want to fold up the base here. Now you might want to trim that down a bit, which I will do. So I just want to get it to the edge of my piece of paper like that. Where's my bone folder? Here it is. So you want to just fold that bit up. And then I can see, okay, I want to make a pocket on the bottom. I don't really want it to go beyond that point. So again, I'm just going to follow the writing there like that. And I'll keep that because nice old like off-white paper to stamp on. Okay, so we've got this bit like this. There we go. We've got a pocket over there, and we're going to fold this one back like this. All right, so however much you want to fold it back is up to you. Yeah. Okay, so there we've got a pocket that's going to run the full length of that tag pocket there, and you've got a pocket that's going to run all the way to the base here. All right, That's good, isn't it? And then we've got a short pocket just in the front there. Yeah. Right, so what I would suggest is you want to, I've doubled up here, so I can open this up now. You can either use one sheet of paper or you can use two. It's up to you. I'm sticking them together just to give me the rigidity that I want. Right, so I've stuck the two together, and now I can just fold that back like that, and then that will go onto the front here. I'm then going to take the back of this second piece like that, and I'm going to stick it onto this piece over here. I just want to make sure I'm getting it in line with the edge there. There we go. And then that piece will fold up there. Okay. So again, we've still got our pocket in there, and then this pocket that's going to go all the way down. But then the piece behind, because I am using double, I'm just going to stick these two together. It still leaves a pocket behind. I'll show you now. I still have a pocket in between here. All right, so there is that. So we've got an extra pocket behind. You can or can't, you don't have to have that one. You've got one there, got one there, and you're going to have a little one there. All right, so there we go. That's how you make the base of that. Now you can go and stick these down. So if you were sticking this down, you would stick some glue here and here to get that stuck down. You would put a little bit of glue just on the edge there, and you would put a little bit of glue the bottom and the length of that up to that point. Now before you glue anything down, this is the bit where you would want to distress these bits here, if you want to, of course, and over here, before you stick all of those down. All right, then you can go and stick that bit, and as I say, these little bits over here. All right, now I'm sticking these just to show you what to do if you're using glue. I'm going to show you what I've done on a second one, which is to do with stitching. Okay, now with the glue, I'm just putting a little bit here because that's just to seal that pocket. Yeah, this one needs a little bit, it's got a few layers, this, so, and then this one at the back here just needs some glue on the edge there, and over here. All right, so we've got 4 pockets there already. Okay, so that's the little base here now. So again, 1 pocket there, 1 here. So that's quite a deep pocket. That's a very deep pocket if you don't pull it up. You've got a little pocket there, and you've still got a pocket at the top here. Right, so that's the one at the back. Okay, so lots of pockets there, and on the back you can create another pocket, which I'm going to do on my next bit. All right, so that's nice and sturdy now, and great for you to use as a floating, that's the word, floating pocket, or you can have it as a hinged pocket. Now I'm going to use mine as a hinged pocket, so I have grabbed a piece of fabric. This fabric, I think it's just over an inch wide, and I'm going to stick half of it onto my one and half on the other so that I can have a little hinge. All right, so that's what you're going to do there. So that's the base, and that's what you can do without any stitching at all. What I did was I stuck those bits down at the top there, these little flaps, and then what I did was I stitched around there and up there with my sewing machine. Okay, so let me just show you that little bit quickly. All right, so I have just stitched around there and around there. I've now inked it, so there we go. That's looking a bit fluffy there. And before I stuck these down, I did put some I can't think today. I did do some stenciling on there. Now you don't have to worry if you've stuck yours down, you can still stencil there. I did this bit at the top here when this was stuck down already. All right, it's just a case of being careful, but it is easier when these flaps are up. All right, so I've just done a little bit of that, and I've done a little bit of that on the back. Okay, so if your stitching's looking a bit rough on the underside, just take your bone folder, you've seen me do this many times, and just run it over your stitching to get it to lie flat again, and it does lie nice and flat. Right, so that's what we've done. All that's different here is I've stitched here, that's it, and put on some stenciling. Okay, I've used this one, Seedless Preserves. Okay, so that's looking great. I'll use that for another one. Now what I did was I wanted to add some decoration and also some tags to this. So the way I worked out how long to make each of these tags is just take my ruler. Now for this one, just push your ruler in as far as it goes. This is 8 inches in length. So I've cut a card piece, I think I did 7 3/4. And with this way, you know, book pages are different, so I encourage you to go and measure your own. This I did just short of 2 3/4. Now you want to make it 1/8 of an inch narrower than the edge of your stitching or your gluing, and just measure how far across that is. All right, so I would go slightly more narrower than you think. So with this, that one for me is 8 inches in depth. This one here is, I think I made this one 5 inches, and this one here, I think I did 2.5. All right, so that's how you work that out. Then of course with the one at the back there, it'll be the same as this one over here. So I've made that 8. I think I did it 7 3/4 as well. It doesn't have to go all the way down. That's about there anyway. Now it does get easier to put them in as you go. All right, so then I've also made a little pocket on the back here. So let's go and grip that one first of all. So you can see I've cut out this little piece. This is from my Book Lovers Bliss journal paper, as you know, and I've made it almost as wide, just slightly inside of the sewing lines here. And I'm going to put that on the back to make an additional pocket. Can you believe it? So I'm going to have 5 pockets here all in all. Now, one thing just to remember is, or 2 things, decide which side you want to hinge this first of all. That's important. For me, I'm going to do it on the left-hand page of my journal so that it's going to hinge up. That's going to affect where you're going to put your tag. So you want that not on the hinge side, you want it on the other side. And the other thing is, if you're going to hinge it, you need to hinge it before you stick this piece down. Otherwise it's going to go over there and it might not look so pretty. Okay, so I've grabbed a scrap of fabric. I'm going to make it the length of this here. So you can make it the full length. Let's do that. Let's make it the full length here. So this, as I said, is just over 1 inch. Let's just see exactly. Yeah, almost 1.25 inches really. And I'm going to just cut it. This comes from the fabric bundles that I was putting together. I love the colors. Right, so I want to just make sure that I've got it the right length. Where I go for it, so keep that for another thing. Okay, so I'm going to want to stick that down. So it's going to, you want to stick it that way as opposed to that way, yeah, because we want to hinge it like that and then stick the other half of this onto your page. Mine did have a natural fold, and it's also a great guide, so I know exactly where I want to stick it down. Okay, it's going to add prettiness to it as well. Right, so I'm going to just take my fabric tack here, and I'm going to just gauge the glue I need to put on. Now you want to make sure that you get this stuck down nicely, because the pocket's going to go over this, so especially around the bit where the pocket's going to be. So let's get this stuck down. I want to just get it halfway here, and then, as I say, because I've got this little crease here, I know exactly how far to go over. I hope, she says. All right, so there we go. We want to get that stuck down. That matches really well, doesn't it? Okay, so I've just got a little bit here that needs to get some more glue, so let's just do that quickly. All right, so we've got that ready now, and that's going to make a perfect flap in our journal, and it's going to look lovely as well. Okay, so that will fold back and you can then attach it to a page. Right, so we don't need to worry about that any further. It's done its job for the minute. Now, with the notched edge, you want it away from that side, so you want to put this over like that. Okay, so let's stick that down. Okay, I'm going to just use the art glitter glue here. I do love how all these colours work together, and perfect warm winter colours, aren't they? Yeah. Anybody reading a good book at the moment? I am reading a book. What am I reading? I must have a look. I read it every night and I can't remember what the title or the author is, and I must have read 10 of her books in a row. Right, there we go. So that's now ready for the little pocket, and I do have a little tag to go in there, and again I have measured it slightly inside all of these sides, but I'm not going to mess with that at the moment. I have got one of these little clusters that I made. This is what I made for my junk journal tips, tricks and hacks. If you haven't seen that, all these lovely bits to do with scraps, and I am going to put that on over there because I think it just finishes it off perfectly. I don't want it to go too close to the edge, so I'll probably put it over there. Well, let's put it down. We might as well while we've got it open. Okay, so I'm going to put the art glitter glue, which does work well with fabric as well. And I'm just going to get my glue all over there. All right, so there's that one. Okay, now we're going to start with the other side here. And what I've done is I've made some little decorative bits. Now the first little bit that I want to do is this little pocket at the bottom. The writing there is upside down, and I wanted to just take a scrap and cover that. So that's easily done, isn't it? So I think I have distressed this. I'm going to just take this paper and stick it over the base there, and that then will take away the writing, which is quite obviously very upside down, and I don't like that. So we're going to just stick that down there like that, and that's perfect. Okay, that sorts that problem out. And then it's just a case of taking two little bits there. So these are the ones that I fussy cut out from my background page from that kit, and I thought if I put that there, it's going to finish it off perfectly. So I quite like that. I do find that having the little elements to decorate in your journal is awesome. Just sort of gives it something, and I do use them a lot with all sorts of things, as you have seen. Right, there's a little scroll there. There we go. So there's our little pocket done there. How quick was that? Right, so we'll do this one now. I've taken a couple of die cuts, so that's a really small one. This one is one I've chopped in half, just because I didn't want it. There's only a small area here. So I'm going to get that one down first. So we'll get that down first, and I always do like to. Okay, so we'll have that there. Okay, and then this little one on top of that. Then again, just one of these little elements, so a little book, because it is the book lovers journal that I'm doing. Everything reading is definitely going to just put that over there like that. All right, there's that pocket, and then the same for this one. A little purple flower, a little pink bit that I've chopped off. I didn't want too much of that. Here's the other piece of that one. And here's a little cookie, and I'll put that all together now. All right, so you can see I've just added a little bit on there, and I think that really just finishes it off with all those little bits. Okay, and then of course at the back. Right, now I think what took me longer to do was actually the tags. Once I'd got the sizes right, then that was all right. But I want to just put this to the side for the moment and show you what I did. Now I grabbed one of these large pages, and I have used a couple of bits to create a couple of things here. So I did use this piece here to make that tag, and I used the piece right next to it to make the others. I know you wouldn't say, but that worked really well. So one of these are going to go in the front, this one, and this one's going to go in the hidden pocket. I've just added some bits and pieces on here, as you can see at the top there, but the rest of the page is pretty much it. So that was those two. All right, and then I didn't take anything more from here. I've used the background page to make this middle tag, and just added those bits there and my sentiments. I've added tabs onto all of these tags, as you can see from the kit, and then my little ribbons, I've added those on as well. All right, so they work perfectly together. Then another tab, this is the one for the back pocket here. That's for that one. So that one needed a tab on the side. And then I've got the middle tab over here. That's just this background paper with a die cut and a few bits and a quote. So I've kept that pretty plain. And then this little one in the front there, I've put the same as I did on this one, so the same background, and just added some bits and pieces on there, and then some tabs on that one as well. So let's go and put this together quickly. So this one, as I said, goes onto the back, so that one's going to fit in here. Now what I like to do when I haven't opened up a pocket before is to very gently with my bone folder just make sure that there are no loose pieces that are stuck. So you want to just get that into the back there like that, and get it straight so it can fit in nicely. Hopefully it does fit. There's always that, and if it doesn't, because I know I have measured it properly, just take your bone folder and go the area where it is sticking. Okay, there we go. There we go, that's better. Pull a little bit further out. Okay, so we've got that bit there. And then on this side, we can put in these tags. Now these ones are going to be quite something to get in, but just be gentle. This one is going to go into the front. This is the long pocket there. Oh, that was pretty simple. There we go. And then we want the middle one. That will go in there like that. Yeah. And then you've got the little one in the front. Oh, these are fitting pretty well, so that's good. So how cute is that looking? I like it. I love it. There we go. And then all that remains is this long one over here to go into the secret bit, and I think I'm going to turn it round, but I was planning on notching out a little goodie there. If I go and get my smaller punch, I'm sure that it will work there. Right, so gosh, I'm being a bit vicious. Okay, I've got that one in. Okay, right, there we go. So we've got all our pockets in now, and they get looser as you go, and the fibers sort of work loose, Right, I think that's so pretty, don't you? Now let me just grab the journal. I'll see if I'm gonna stick it down. Okay, so I've taken my second signature now, and we've got this here, and I thought I would stick it just over the page here. So I'm going to put some glue on here and stick it just like this, and then we've got a nice hinged pocket over there. Right, so I'm going to move this page out a little bit, and I'm going to take my, probably easier to do it like this. So let's just get some glue on there. Now I think the easiest way to do this is to take your page out, lie this flat, and then have your wits about you. Let me think now. This has got to go. I want it on that side, so yeah, I've got to put it down like this. That's it. Okay, and not completely buffed up against the edge, but close enough. I can move it up a little bit, I think. Yeah, let's get that corner out like that. I think that's about how I want it. Yeah, okay. So I would leave it to dry first of all, and then you can fold it back and it's going to be in the right position. Okay, so that goes there, that goes there, and there we have it. Oops, that one needs to go up a bit. Right, and there you have your little hinged pocket. How sweet is that? I might make another one. I might finish that one off as well. I really enjoyed making that. Okay everyone, I hope that you've had fun along with me today. Go and have a look at E's Scrapbooking and Me. I know she also did a tips, tricks and hacks yesterday. It did come out quite late, so I'm sorry. It was after midnight, E, so I had to wait until this morning to post that. It was after midnight for me, I should say. But yeah, I hope that you are following along with everyone. That I've seen the most amazing videos, so please do go and support these artists, sharing these lovely things with you, and go and make this, because it was such a lot of fun to do. And again, you could use a lot of scraps for a lot of these pieces as well. All right everyone, go and have a fab day. I'm going to see you on Friday with another little project, so I look forward to that. Until then, have a lovely week, and thank you so much. Bye bye.